And a fine good afternoon to you and yours. We are live at KWES Field in the city of Corpus Christi, Texas. That's right, KWES softball field number 1/A. A nice field at all. Well, you can see that warming up going on by the home team this time around, Corpus Christi Carroll Lady Tigers in white. In black and some stripes there for the Weslaco East Lady Wildcats. Want to welcome each and every one of you to our broadcast. Been waiting anxiously for this one. Game number 2 of this best of 3 series. The winner here, if it's Carroll, that'll end the series. If Weslaco East wins this afternoon, that pushes a game 3. We're talking about it on Monday, and we'll talk about that later on. But we want to welcome you and yours, as we mentioned, to this a warm to slash afternoon, to a hot afternoon here in the city of Corpus Christi. A 1-0, first of all, start here for the Lady Tigers. They took the 1-0 lead. We'll talk about what happened here, but boy, some things need to get figured out here, and we talked to both coaches right before the matchup. We're happy you're joining us. It is game number 2 of this area round matchup between Tigers and Wildcats. First pitch. Now, it's interesting, just a side note before we get started, and it doesn't happen very often, but maybe it does. And what do we mean by that? Your 2 pitchers are the ones that were pitching last night. So for the Lady Tigers, an awesome really display by her last night as we get the first person on, and that is Morales, the young pitcher. She gets out and gets a single out to get started. And what a difference, really. Now, obviously, Weslaco East bats first, and they'll bat last. The Tigers will. And a hit over the third baseman there. But, yeah, we're talking about Kylie Flores and what a night she had both on the offensive side of things and defensive side of things. We'll talk about her in individual here in just a minute. But her friends and her teammates really helped her out. And really not much of an offense except for the 3rd, 5th, and 7th innings for your Lady Wildcats. This one, some of the bats came alive. And we got the thoughts of Coach Vasquez as the first pitch for Piper here. So on board, we get the first person on a runner on base here. We're going to have a courtesy runner for the pitcher. At least I think that might be the case. Ball number 2. So, yeah, 2 pitchers that played last night. Kylie, a lot of pitches. Same thing for Morales. So I wonder how effective they're going to be. We're going to find out here early. And really, we asked both coaches of it. Coach Caballero, AJ, the head coach for the Tigers, mentioned, yeah, we've done this before, especially here at this level of the tournament. 3-0 is the count now for Kylie. Behind on that, Piper waiting, and she's going to take that off. I look high there. Looked like it was going to be ball 4, but no. Catch at the corner there. 3-1. Just got started. Want to welcome you. You're watching us live on KWES. Tell your friends. You can find us on the Facebook page for WISD, YouTube channel for KWES. And there is the ball that we were looking for, ball 4, a walk now. So now a different tone to set it off here for Weslaco East. 2 runners on. So Morales and Cáceres are on second and first base. And then for Weslaco East, when we talked to Coach Vasquez here just this afternoon, she was up a game time decision on what she wanted to do as far as the pitching went. Here comes the first pitch there, and that's going to be for Angie Herrera. So a walk on Cáceres, single for Morales so far. So we got 2 on. Herrera here, third baseman, trying to get things going. If you recall and you joined us, you'll remember this. If you didn't, then that's okay, because we'll kind of tell you what happened here. 2 strikes now quickly for Kylie, young freshman pitcher for the Lady Tigers. Weslaco East gave up 3 quick runs in the top of the first. And really another quick 2-3 runs coming up in the middle part of it as they came around and got some more runs. And so that quickly escalated out of control for Weslaco East. And Coach Vasquez talked about it. Hey, we got the jitters. We were kind of feeling kind of weird a little bit, you know. That's okay. That's usually what happens there. That's going to be popped up. Be on the lookout for that. 1-2 is the count here. 2 runners on already. So that's a big difference here already for for this game to start. But again, the key here, and we're focusing on, and we'll keep an eye on this, the 2 starting pitchers from last night are pitching again here this afternoon, really less than 24 hours. Comes the pitch hitting a bit high there for Kylie. So Weslaco East, and when we talked to Coach Caballero, and when she played on her defensive side, she said we want to limit their on-base percentage, basically. On-base percentage of being able to get on there. Now it's a full count. Let me see. We just kind of lost it there, but there, I just fixed it. That sounds good. Getting into it as well ourselves here, live broadcast for you from Cabinets Field in Corpus. All right, full count, 3-2, 2 runners on. Hit, pop-up fly. Looks like the second baseman will handle it in field, and she does. 1 away. And really what we're talking about, Coach Caballero and her, she mentioned her defense.
Center fielder number 13, Ambrosia Peña.
That was done well right there in the middle. When you have your second baseman, Ellison, she caught that nice high and put 1 away. So out called on Angie Herrera on a fly out for her in her first at-bat. Now Ambrosia Peña comes up. She's got a couple of runners on, so she wants to help him out here. Comes the pitch by Kylie. Little low. Good for ball 1. So she talked, look, Weslaco East wants to get people on bases, and they have them on now. And then they do a really good job of running with those bases. So far, so good. And speaking of Coach Vasquez, that's a nice one right down the middle there for a strike. 1-1 is a count. 1 away now, but 2 runners. 1 on first, 1 on second. Morales and Cáceres now looking to come around and get some early runs here for the Wildcats. Pitch, strikes, throws to first. Cáceres makes it back on time. And so Coach said in the beginning here, just a few minutes ago, still trying to see where we go with our pitcher. Decided to go with the youngster Morales from last night. And we'll see how that goes when they get their chance to play some defense. But now we're playing some offense. And Weslaco East is in good position here to try to get something going. Now there's 1 away now. 2 balls, 2 strikes. And just got started top of the first inning here. Game number 2. Last night, 15-6 was the score. Outside, good eye by Peña. And really, the game at one point was up for the run rule at one point. That's how quickly things got out of hand. But then Weslaco East fought. They crawled themselves right back into it. And that's going to be a walk. And so now we've got some bases loaded. So a little surprising when we heard that they were going to go with Kylie. Now, it was a humid, hot night down at the campus of Weslaco East. We'll mention that. It kind of drains you a little bit. I mean, you've got to get ready for this game, and then you're pitching again less than 24 hours. I'm just thinking, hey, how effective can these pitchers be? They're great athletes, and we're going to see that on the other side as well with Morales when the Wildcats come up. So far, we only have 1 out for Flores. It's Kylie Flores, young freshman, pitching for the Lady Tigers. On base now, well, they're full. Morales is at third. Cáceres, now Piper's at second. And Peña is now at second. So that's what we have there for you here in the top of the first. See if we can do some damage here. Up to bat now as they walked Peña. Lopez. Ariel Lopez, first baseman. She takes a ball. 1-0 is the count. Good crowd here by Weslaco East. As a matter of fact, I'll venture to say here at the early onset, a bigger crowd by Weslaco East than the home team, Lady Tigers from Carroll. Now, Carroll is just literally, we can see the campus from here, from where we're located. But we're not playing on the campus. We're playing at Cabinets Field. I asked Coach, why is that the case? She says, well, the school district has set a policy that all teams, that's fouled back, will play their home games here. All Corpus Christi ISD teams play their homes right where you're watching here at the softball field, here at Cabinets Field. They do have, by the way, a softball field at Carroll High School. But that's for the JV, and she is struck out. standing there, caught Lopez kind of looking. A strikeout here, nicely done there by Perez. So her first strikeout of the afternoon comes really after the 5th batter here. So starting to get rolling here. And now we have Aubrey Zuniga, the right fielder. Aubrey Zuniga trying to have a better game here than she had. Always comes up and shows maybe a slap or a bunt. She wants to do that, but then they quickly pulls back and tries to get the ball in play. So we've got full bases here. 2 outs. 0-1 is the count. Comes Flores. Just a bit outside. Good for ball 1. 1-1 is the count. This would be fantastic if you're a Lady Wildcat fan to get some points up, because you're going to need them, especially against this team for the Lady Tigers that are very aggressive at the plate. Hit back, foul ball. To back, 1-2 is the count. 2 out here. Can Flores get herself out of this trouble that she has here? All you need here, and Coach Coach Vasquez is at the first base, doing the first base coach duties, telling her, just give me a hit here, give me a hit. Goes backwards, nothing there. So we're thinking about Aubrey Zuniga last night. She had a sac fly at one point, but really didn't have a very productive night, and that's something that Coach talked about. He said we wanted to do that, maybe have an opportunity here. That's going to drop, but that's going to be foul. The wise choice. She was out of place. It feels like Mendez was. The twin sister, or sister I should say, not twin, Caitlin Mendez, the third baseman. Her sister Kaylee Mendez plays right next to her at shortstop, number 1. That's a drop. Why not? Foul ball. 1-2. 2 away now. Get to play again. Comes the pitch. Bit outside there. Good for ball number 2. The 2 away. Some danger here. Bases are loaded for the Wildcats. Can they manufacture some runs? That was a big deficiency, if you would, yesterday. That's going to look good, and that's going to be Flores striking her out, and that will retire the side as Zuniga goes out on a strikeout. And that'll end the top of the first with no harm, no foul for anybody. Going into the bottom of the first where Carroll will get things going. We'll take a timeout. We'll be right back. You are watching KWES. Right, back to the action. We are live at KWES Field. First at-bat for your Lady Tigers. Hey, glad to have you along. Have some folks joining us here from the local area in Corpus Christi. Glad to have you along, and everybody back home in Weslaco. There's a big game happening later on this afternoon where the Lady Pioneer Diamondbacks will have their game. They're arriving here. Wanted to watch maybe some softball, support maybe another Valley team. Pioneers here. Weslaco East now returns Kaylin Morales, who also pitched last night. Quite a bit of a pitching for her as well. And she will face the first batter coming up for Carroll is Ayla Mata. Now, she had a nice game, needless to mention. She's the one that Coach Caballero mentioned as says, look, it's a small package of plays big, and boy, did she. Does different things at the plate. You know, young one as well. When we talk about her, you know, 3-year player. She was nominated or was set as an all-star for the Hooks Corpus Christi team. They nominated her as an all-star at the beginning of the season. Nothing there. Trying to play the short game here, bring in some of the infielders. Angie and Kaylee are on the lookout for that. As we see Kaylin, young freshman pitcher, Morales, has a 1-2 count, just started. This is the first at-bat for the Tigers. What a night for them early on. That's going to go right through Morales' glove into the gap and into center field, and that'll be good enough for Ayla's first hit of the night or the afternoon, and she'll pick up a nice single on a hit right up the middle there. Kaylin is a left-hander. I wonder if she's a right-hander, she pops the glove out and she makes the play. But since she's a left-hander, you know, or uses the glove on the left side, she basically have to pull that around, you know, the other way around. You know what I mean? One on. Now we get to see Kaylee Mendez, the shortstop. She comes up and is going to try to get things going. She's just a freshman as well. One of our helpers here, and one of the things we're talking about is helpers to the team. The coach mentioned as the ball goes way above, it looks like it's going to fall away from everybody. Mentioned that's interesting. You have two sisters play right next to each other, and one's a senior, one's a freshman. Kaylee, the one at bat, is a young freshman. Her sister, who's at the on-deck circle, is a senior. So no scoring so far. One in, that's going to be hooked to the left and go foul. A warm day here in Corpus Christi. When you coming in, this would be this type of a day. But both coaches says this is excellent softball weather, no doubt. They enjoy playing at this time of the year, especially that means they're in the area around now. So two good teams battling it out. The winner today, if it happens to be Weslaco East, pops it up high. Morales is calling for it, and she grabs that one away as Morales takes care of that. So out goes Kaylee Mendez, her sister Caitlin Mendez, the senior, up to bat now, third baseman for the Lady Tigers. Now, it's interesting, as we were talking about what the coaches were talking about, and Coach Vasquez mentioned this, we seem to have, last night when we talked about the game, said, look, we kind of forgot it already. We kind of have to move on. We understand that, hey, this is the series. Pops it right back up and says, so we've got to play as a series. We got to be ready for it. You got to be able to focus. She mentioned something very interesting, Coach Victoria did. Said, look, we hit the ball well in some of those innings. We just need to carry that on. And they did okay. They had full bases. They had stranded runners when they were up their first at-bat earlier here in the top of the first. Here in the bottom of the second, one's on. Wants to throw to second. She's going to get there safely. I thought she had a play on it. Piper had a good jump on it. But that shows you the speed of Ayla Mata, who had a single, moves up to second on a stolen base. So they're moving. It's a 1-1 count for the Lady Tigers. Comes Morales. Nice pitch. Is he going to catch it? No, it's not. 2-1. One away here with Mata now. Moving to second base, takes second base. Piper, as saw earlier, just had an opportunity, just didn't quite get there. Mendez is up now and see what she can do. Pops that up to center field. Has an opportunity. Is going to drop. Just couldn't get there. Going to have to throw home. Mata's going to be waved back, and they're going to throw that, and you're going to catch her. No, she's going to be safe. Coach Caballero was there, and she told her to hold on, but it looked like Ayla missed the call. She was about to come, and she looked up and saw that ball coming, and she kind of quickly bit back to third, but Piper still making sure. Throwing to third, so a runner now in position to score. You have a double now for Kaylin Mendez. Double for her. And so now we see Kylie Flores, a young pitcher. She had a great night last night. Not just pitching, but I believe on the offensive side, she was able to get things rolling. And Coach mentioned she's one of the better hitters that we have on our team. And boy, she showed it last night. She was all over the place. 3 or 4 hits, a double. Was able to do that kind of stuff, drop it in, and that is handled quickly. It's going to be thrown, but Leah's going to score. So at the bottom of the first, 1 run comes across. That's number 5, and that is Ayla Mata. First run batted in. RBI counted as well there for her. So 1 run comes in. This is the bottom of the first. So Kylie, RBI is, as we saw for her.
Courtesy runner.
Single comes up as well. So we've got a courtesy runner now coming up for the Lady Tigers, Andrea Cardona, who played some last night in this same spot. Coming up and playing for the pitcher. In this case, Bettis will sit. Nice move, especially on this hot day, kind of keep her energy going. A bit of trouble here for Morales. 1-0 so far, bottom of the first. As Bettis was able to get in a single, but RBI counts as well because she brings in Mata. That's where we are. 0-1 is the count, 1 away. Strike, throws to third, and it look close. Boy, Piper was on that one. Official was there right in front and called it safe. Dangerous lead there for them. Now, Jewel Guerra, player to watch here for the Lady Tigers. Coach feels she's going to have a good afternoon today, and she's swinging, that's for sure. And she's out. Strike number 2. She felt that she was going to be aggressive, and she was. Maybe a little too much, but we see the point there. She goes down on a strikeout. Now, Guzman, let me tell you a little bit about her. She had a home run last night. Power is there for her. Now, Morales is doing a better job early on here on her pitches, changing them up a little bit, and you see that the swing by Guzman, she's really going after it. Coach Vasquez mentioned to us beginning of the series that this team will come in swinging. They're going to swing every single time. There's looks out. They're going to throw it out to third. Be safe. A lot of action happening out in that area. That's Caitlin Mendez, who's at third. We mentioned Cardona, the courtesy runner, is at second, so there is some danger here. 2 away, though, 1-1 is the count for Morales. Can Morales limit the damage here? Pops that high. That's a thud that you heard is the shaded area, which, by the way, we are so thankful is here. 1, because that ball would have hit myself or our cameraman, Don, right on the head. And 2, it kind of blocks some of the sun on a hot summer day or spring day, whatever you want to call it, here in Corpus. So thankful for that. 1-2 is the count. 2 away now. Trying to put away Guzman. Had a home run, as we mentioned last night. She hits hard. going towards the fence. Warning track right on it. And coming across are two runners. Ball's going to be thrown, a double there for her. So coming across are two runs. One of them is Mendez, and the other one is Cardona. So Cardona and Mendez early here
Designated player number 10.
come up and
Correction,
get
number
some
6,
score
Damaris
here, some
Garcia.
scoring. So we'll get you caught up here in a second. We mentioned Guzman comes up, and she is a power hitter. If there was such one at this level, this is what she is. And she really popped that one up in an area where nobody can get it. Good enough for a double for her, and then an RBI as well. A couple of RBIs on that one as Carmona and Mendez came across. So Guzman continues her excellent play from the night before. So quickly, we're kind of back to reminiscing now on what happened yesterday there in Weslaco, on the campus of Weslaco East. It's going to be hit foul. 3-0 quickly here for Weslaco East, or for the Tigers on top now of Weslaco East. Now it's interesting. Weslaco East left 3 possible runs stranded here in the top of the first. This needs to be noted. So things there, shortstop's there. He's going to throw to first base, and she's going to have to tag it, and he's going to be safe as she misses the tag. The ball was just a little off, and she had to come back, and really Lopez had to reach for it. She caught the ball, but unfortunately her foot that was tagging came off the bag, off the base. So that let Garcia get a single in and move the runners now with another one in scoring position at third. So again, a little bit of just a touch away, let her enough to put her foot down. And then that had Garcia come up and get a first base. Now, you have Benasia Ellison, second baseman for Carroll here, waiting. You have Guzman now, who's on third. So you have runners at the corners here. It's 3-0 so far here. Just got started bottom of the first. Again, re-emphasizing the fact that she swings at that one. Two outs already for Morales. Just hasn't been able to get some of those batters out just quite yet. 1-2. 2 away here. The pitch a bit high. Good catch there by Piper. So 0-3 here is the count. Check that, it's a 1-2 count. 0-3 is the score. 3-0 here for the Lady Tigers. Morales trying to get out of this inning. Limit some of the damage already done. That's going to be a bit high. 2-2 now. So in talking to Coach, we talked to the East coach, Coach Vasquez, says, look, we've got to play some sound defense. And some of the hitting, though, that has been applied or done by the Tigers has been excellent in places where the defense really doesn't have an opportunity to make a play on it. It's in an area where they have to come up and really play for it, and it's just falling. So good hitting on the part of the Lady Tigers here early on anyway in the bottom of the first. Ellison last night had a couple of hits. No, she wants to do the same here. She's going to strike her out. Finally, Morales takes out Ellison, and that'll do it. But there was some damage done as we see Ellison strike out. It was 3 runs scored here. Mata, Cardona, and Mendez. We'll take a break. Be right back. You are watching KWES.
Leading off the second for Weslaco East, designated player number 21, Desiree Herrera.
Back to the action here. Cabot Field in Corpus Christi is the site for game number 2, the area round playoffs. That's right, playoffs here at Cabot Field, where the Lady Tigers have taken the lead 3-0 here. Offense got started. Morales did her best. Just good hitting on the side of the Tigers. But let's see if the Lady Wildcats can get going. Remember, they stranded 3 runners in the top of the first. What could have been, right? Could have been. Not to happen, though. A swing and a miss there as we start the top of the second. We see Desiree Herrera here for her first at-bat in the top of the second. Gonna hit that hard, really hard. It's gonna drop. Nice hit there by Desiree, gonna go to the right. Thought for a second it might go foul, but boy, it stayed in. And the right fielder had to go up there and get it. Got us a,
Second baseman number 7,
for
Michaela
the Tigers were able to corral it and throw it back in and limit Herrera to picking up a single. So that's a positive sign here for Weslaco East here, as runs are going to be needed. And that's something that Coach Vasquez said, look, we've got to do better and put some runners on the position to give us some runs here. So far, that's worked. Shortstop has a play. 1, 2. Double play, nicely done by the Lady Tigers, and really the person who started all that was what I thought the best defensive player, the MVP defensive player for the Tigers, number 1, Kaylee Morales.
fielder number 9,
The young freshman has done and continues to do a good job. Really, some of those hits were been hit hard to that area, and she's been able to handle it. This continues since last night. Double play turn there, quickly 2 out there. So that'll take care of Desiree. And will also take care of Mika.
Now hitting for Weslaco East, number 17, Jessica Salazar.
So now we have a bit of a change here. If anything else, these are the type of things that you think that you feel might happen. Jessica Salazar comes in, was not slated to hit here or participate, but making some changes here, trying to insert some offense perhaps. Is a coach Victoria Vasquez trying to get some things going here for her offense, and looks at a ball there. 2 balls, 2 outs there quickly. So Salazar, Jessica Salazar, number 17, is on. See what she can do here. Looking. So again, she's one of these young players that will come in and try to get some things going on the offense. And boy, this Weslaco East need that. And looking, and she waits around, and she's going to get walked. So Salazar walks.
Pitcher number 11, Kaylin Morales.
So with the top of the order, Salazar took. And Salazar was able to get struck out here. Top of the second here, 2 away. Salazar now is at first. Top of the order for Kaylin Morales. She had a single the last time she was here, trying to see if she can add to her totals of hits here this afternoon. All's lowered away. Quickly picked up by the catcher here. She's done a good job here. Silvas has done a good job of corralling some of those pitches that could have gone away from her. Ball 2, so it's 2-0 with the count. 2 away. Here comes a pitch. Just outside. Morales waiting on her pitch. That's going to be ball number 3. If anything else, we've seen a little difference here by Weslaco East. A little bit more patient. If I were to say here at their at-bats so far, Weslaco East has been a bit patient now. waiting for some of those pitches to come. There's another one. She's going to take another walk. So there's a walk for Kaylin Morales here in the top of the second. 2 on now for Weslaco East, and Perez.
Catcher number 1, Jay-Z
Remember,
Caceres.
both pitchers for these two teams were pitching last night, less than 24 hours ago, as a matter of fact. A little bit of a meeting here between Silvas and Flores at the circle. They have one of the better hitters on this team, is Piper Cáceres. The last time she was here, they walked her. So now you have 2 runners, Salazar and Morales. We were here before. We were here earlier in the top of the first, just couldn't capitalize. Lady Wildcats couldn't bring him in. See if that changes up a little bit. First pitch there for Piper. Nice looking strike thrown by Perez. This defense, when they've needed it, especially from the infield, has done a good job of protecting their lead. See if this can continue here. So you wait the pitch here by Perez. Going to be hit. Looks like it's going to go foul. Nobody's there to make a play on it. It'll give us an 0-2 now count, but 2 away. The Wildcats last night, really an offensive barrage, we'll call it, by the Lady Tigers, especially in the early innings. Ball there, ball 1, and 2 strikes here. So can Piper, 2 outs here, can she save it? Can she stay alive here and bring some of these runners that are on bases? Looks like at this point, if she can do it, she'll move some of those around. If not, they're going to be 2 runners. They're going to be stranded here. Comes the pitch. Nice eye there by Piper. Makes it a 2-2 count. So now you kind of look at Flores. She's talking to her coach and telling her what she wants her to do. An interesting note, they do have a wristband, kind of like a quarterback in football does, and she gets in the pitch and what they want her to do, and here it comes. Gonna be a grounder. Gonna be going out to the shortstop. It's gonna throw to first base, and that throw is there. And that'll end it there. Threat is neutralized. Excellent play again by Mendez at the shortstop. That'll end the side with a score 3-0 still here. And going into the bottom of the second, we'll take a timeout. You are watching KWES.
Second for the Tigers, right fielder number 3, Brianna Garza.
So we're going into the bottom of the second. 3-0 is the score here from Cabaniss Field. Corpus Christi, Texas. Glad to have you along. It's a hot afternoon here, so if you're watching us back at Weslaco, I'm sure it's a hot afternoon there day as well. But some of the fans really made it a good crowd for both teams. Proud game time was at 2 o'clock, so a lot of folks probably coming in around lunchtime or so and getting in some good action here this afternoon. Morales with a 1-1 count here early on for Brianna Garza. Her first at bat here for Brianna. Morales also, just like Bettis last night, was able to get things rolling here. We'll see if she can continue. She had a good night. We thought, well, what is a good night? Well, she had a triple, a double, help with some scoring. Pops this one up. First baseman is going to get a shot at it. He's not going to be able to make a play on it. Excellent effort there by Desiree Herrera. Was running out of space. So yeah, sometimes you can make those business decisions. Sometimes it's okay. Great effort there to try to put one away. Just didn't happen. 1-2 is a count here for Morales. Garza comes with the pitch. Go back and talking to Coach Caballero in her time here at her helm as the head coach now for over 12 years now for her. I asked her, said, look, this team you have, your Carroll team, is this the youngest team you've had here in your tenure here at Carroll? She says, you know, it's one of the youngest ones I've had in a long, long time. And that'll catch Garza. Strikeout there for Morales, and Garza goes down on a strikeout. One away for your Lady Wildcats. So we're back to the top of the order, and this is where they are very dangerous. They start off with Mata, who already has a single coming in. She scored in once already as well, so she's been very active here this afternoon. And she said, yeah, this is one of the youngest teams I've had in quite some time. Pitch comes. Good for ball one. One away so far. Excellent facility here in Corpus. Nice site for a playoff game, which happens to be. Chasing that one, Mazaila. Now ball is just a bit outside. Good for ball two. So we talked about it. She said, I said, look, give me a little what to think about. She mentioned the same thing, and here comes a strike thrown by Morales. Ayla's chasing that one. And both coaches agreed, look, we have to have short-term memories, good or bad. Just have to kind of move on. This is what the series is about. And hit back to the pitcher, basically the same hit she had earlier. She's running, and they're going to get her. Boy, Ayla Mata is fast. So in order to get in there and get that shortstop to come up and make that play is impressive. Again, just on the outstretched hands, glove if you would, of the pitcher. But coming up and making a good play there is Lopez. She's had a nice afternoon here so far on the defensive side. Make two away now for the Lady Wildcats. Top of the order we mentioned, that's where they can become dangerous. Out for Mata. Kaylee Mendez now. Pops one high. It's going to have to go chase it. That is going to hit the fence right off the track. Bounce back. She's got two. They're going to throw to third, and that's an error throw. She might take three. She does. That throw was just off the mark and really helped Kaylee Mendez. And had a fly out earlier, and then she sets up with a triple. Remember, she already scored here earlier. Now she's in position again. This is Kaylee Mendez, the young freshman, who I thought has had a fantastic series so far. Not just on the batting, but on the defensive side as a shortstop for this Carroll team. Nice pitch there by Morales, gets a strike. Now Caitlin, the senior, had a double earlier. Again, we mentioned how dangerous this top of the lineup for the Carroll Tigers can be. Mendez with a 1-1 count. Gonna hit it, gonna get the gap again. Is gonna bring Mendez in, gonna hit the fence, off the fence. Two for Caitlin Mendez on a double for her. Coming around, as we mentioned, was Mendez. So here, the bottom of the second here, we see Mendez already on with her second point of the night or of the afternoon, bringing the score now to 4-0 in favor of the Lady Tigers. A nice hit there, and really Her sister is able to get a double and get an RBI there as well for her. Brings in her sister. So now Kylie Flores, impressive on the circle last night, continues to do that here this afternoon, and she's going to pop one up as well. Has an opportunity, and finally, nice play, outstretched mitt there, but gone by the second baseman. That'll end the side, but the damage was done. One run comes in at the bottom of the second as Mendez, Caitlin comes around. Score 4-0 here, headed to the top of the third. We're watching KWES.
Third for Weslaco East. Third baseman number 23.
Back to the action. Heading to the top of the third where Weslaco East is trying to put things together. Now, they've had a couple of hits. They've been able to, back in the first, they have some runner strand. As a matter of fact, had full bases. Couldn't bring them across. Inning before, had a couple of those. Just couldn't bring those across. So some of those runs, possible runs, were left stranded. That's the story here this afternoon for Weslaco East. On the other side, not much of a problem getting some of those runs across. Some good hitting so far, and it continues for the Lady Tigers. Gives us the lead of 4-0. Popped up high. Center fielder has a shot at it, and she'll take care of it right there. And then nicely done there by Ayla Mata. So we'll put that one away.
Center fielder number 13, Ambrosia
Desiree in the top of the third. She's on a fly out for that. Fly out. So a bit of a change here back and forth as we see some of the players come up and see if they can make a play here. First pitch. Florida's doing a good job here. After that is Ambrosia Peña. Looks like she got another one. Good for strike number 2 for her. Ambrosia trying to make a hit here if she can. Comes the pitch, spit outside. Mata, Cardona, and Mendez have scored twice. Gives the score of 4-0 for the Lady Tigers. Good pitching continues here for Flores. 2-2 is the count. One away here for her. Ambrosia trying to get things rolling here for the Lady Wildcats. Ariel Lopez is at the on-deck circle for the Lady Wildcats. So again, they're trying to put things together. One of the things that they do want to do is put some runners on. They've had that here so far in the last few innings. They just haven't been able to bring them across. Nice looking pitch, and that'll get her. It's a strikeout there for Peña. Ariel Lopez now comes up. Ariel Lopez was a victim of a strikeout here by Flores here earlier at her at bat. Happy to bring you along here on this Saturday matinee game. Weslaco East, Carroll Lady Tigers going at it. game last night, game one, 15-6 was the score to take the lead. The Lady Tigers did. Shifts here to basically a home game for the Lady Tigers, and they have the lead now, 4-0. Now, in order for this to be extended, it comes the next pitch a bit high there for Flores. Weslaco obviously needs to win this one. And if they're able to do that, then that forces a game number 3 to be played Monday evening here at Cabinets Field. Nice pitch. No, it's not going to fall. Good for ball number 2. 2-1 is a count. 2 away here for Flores. So, yeah, those are the type of things that are ahead for the Lady Wildcats. Comes the pitch. Hit solid. Going to drop there in the middle of the center field right in front of Aila. Mata couldn't catch up to it, but falls right in front of her, and so therefore nicely done by Lopez as she gets on. Nice hit for her. Gets to first base. So now Aubrey Zuniga's up to bat. Again, she struck out the last time she was here. Hopefully it'll change for her. See what we have now. 2 away here for Flores. Comes the pitch, a bit high. Runners at first base. See if they can put some things together again. The runs came for Weslaco East last night in the 3rd, and that's going to be playable. That's going to stay in, and they're going to get to first, but the throw is late. Safe as Zuniga. So she goes up to first base. And now we have Desiree Herrera will come up. It's the flex on this team, utility player that she can play basically as well on different parts, but we're hoping she can really do some at-bat again. Weslaco East just once again has 2 runners now on base. That's been the story here this afternoon. They've left runners stranded. At one point, all 3 bases were taken and just couldn't capitalize and bring some of those around. So basically the same setup here. We got a runner at second, runner at first. 2 away though. A bit high to the pitch. Desiree waiting for her pitch. While the Lady Tigers have taken opportunity of some good hits, good base running, put it together, and they've got the lead 4-0. See if what happens here. Ball rolls out of the catcher's possession. No problem there. Corralled by Silvas. 2-1, 2 away here. Get into the portion of this the lineup. Swings at that one. Strike number 2 there for Desiree. So Perez, check that. Flores is dealing now. 2-2. Comes the pitch. And struck her out. And again, Weslaco East leaves 2 stranded. Didn't come across. Score does not change there. It is 4-0 here, heading to the bottom of the 3rd. You're watching KWES. Back to the action here. Cabinets Field, the site for game number 2. Weslaco East and Corpus Christi Carroll, the Tigers, have the lead 4-0. Bottom of the third. Weslaco East again, the theme, if we were to have one and trying to give you a picture of what has happened as Morales delivers a strike. Up to bat for the Lady Tigers here in the bottom of the third is Jewel Guerra, who pops that one back. Coach mentioned she's the one to watch. She feels that she had an off night last night, that Jewel did, and that she is due for a big one. We'll see if that's the case here this evening, or this afternoon, I should say. Here comes the pitch. Strike there as well. 0-2 is the count. By the way, just in case you're watching this at home in Weslaco, or even if you're in Corpus, we're glad to have you along, but some news to pass on to you. Our KWES crew was out there, said this last night during our broadcast as we await the pitch here by Morales ahead, 0-2. A little bit low and just in front of the plate there, good for ball one. And then Weslaco right now is a baseball, softball town. All four teams are in the playoffs, and obviously the softball teams, the ladies, are a little bit ahead of the baseball teams. So tonight up in Jordanton, had another KWES crew, and you probably had a chance to watch that. Now you're watching us here as the Weslaco High Lady Panthers continue in their area champions. So congratulations to her and to them. Really popped high. Going has an opportunity. Nicely done there by the left fielder. Elvira Perez hit hard by Jewel, as that is an out.
First baseman number 10.
Fly out for Jewel. So congratulations to them. Area champions, by district champions. Moving on to the next round. Exciting stuff there. And KWES crew is there, brought it to you live. No doubt that's something to be proud of. And so your Lady Wildcats here trying to do the same. Now they're down on one game. Really need this one to stay alive. Pitch goes backwards. Congratulations, Odo, as well to the Weslaco High Panthers, the baseball team. Last night moved on by district champs as well. So there's at least a couple of teams now, and then Weslaco East baseball plays this evening. So if you're watching this live, Weslaco East plays McAllen Row later on today. Just giving you an update. You'll be able to watch that game here on KWES as well. So make sure a day full of softball and baseball. Get your weekend going here on this weekend. Work to do for your Lady Wildcats, though, 4-0. One away, 0-2. A little bit high there, good for ball one. 4 runs scored here. The usual suspect, we'll call him. Mata Mendez was involved. Guzman already has 2 RBIs on the afternoon. Strikeout. That will bring out and down was Guzman, who we said earlier has had a good one. She has been swinging, no doubt, but she's going to strike out on that one. Maris Garcia now had a single earlier. So if she continues her hitting streak here so far. 2 away, though, for the Lady Wildcats. Tigers trying to add to their lead. Nobody's on base right now. So far, we've seen the Lady Tigers up to the bottom of the 3rd inning, where we are in now, have scored in every inning so far here as we started. 3 in the bottom of the 1st, 1 in the bottom of the 2nd, and so far no scored runs here early. Pops up high, has an opportunity. Shortstop does. Going to call it. No, they're going to catch it. Nicely done there by Lady Lopez. That'll get out number 3, and that'll retire that side.
No hits, no errors, no runners.
So nothing happens there. 4-0 still the score. You are watching and enjoying KWES. Right, welcome
Russell
back.
East.
Nice to have you along here
Michaela
on
Morales.
our broadcast. On behalf of Rafael Garces, Don Ramirez, and yours truly, Fred Alfaro, we want to welcome you to Cabinets Field. If you're just joining us, it's 4-0 in favor of the Carroll Tigers. Weslaco East, we'll keep mentioning this as some of you are probably tuning in, coming back, or maybe watching this game just started. As we see strike number one there. First of all, Flores started last night, did a fantastic job both on the circle and on the batting side of things. He's pitching here. Going to be popped up. Right fielder has a chance at it. And that's going to be your second baseman showing off her speed. That's Ellison. Benasia Ellison, the 2-year player. Coach said she was figuring things out, and boy, did she on that one. Shows some speed from her spot to get there for good for out number one.
Left fielder number 17,
And that'll
Jessica Salazar.
do that for Weslaco East. So Salazar comes in. Salazar trying to get things rolling here in the top of the fourth now for Weslaco East. Nice pitch there. 0-2 is the count. One away so far on that flyout. Salazar comes in for offensive purposes, trying to get some things done. She had a little bit of success earlier against Flores, was able to get at least on base. But again, the story this afternoon has been the stranded runners that have been left stranded on base at least every inning. So far, we've seen at least a couple, sometimes more, but at least a couple of possible runs left stranded on base. Hit right back to the pitcher, and Flores continuing her fine glove work. Out number 2, right in the middle of the circle there. Diving play by Flores.
Pitcher number 11, Kaylin Morales.
Good play by her. Check that, excellent play, really, to be honest with you. Focused on the pitch and then be able to come back and catch that one just kind of looming over her head there. Good for another strikeout there on Salazar. Gets us back to the top of the order, and this is where you want to see some things come around here. Some of your best hitters now are up at this area. Kaylin Morales, single and a walk so far for her on the afternoon. 1-0, 2 away. Ball number 2 here. So Morales just a bit ahead of the count here. Weslaco is trying to put things together. We said earlier in our broadcast that yesterday the runs only came twice, hit hard. Ellison back to the first baseman, and that'll take care of that to Guzman. That'll retire the side, no harm caused by Weslaco East in this inning. So therefore the score remains the same. Corpus Christi Carroll 4, Weslaco East 0. This is KWES. Let's get you back to the action here. Bottom of the fourth. Weslaco East in desperate need of some more at-bats to try to get some more points in here, some more runs. Flores for the Lady Tigers on that pitching circle has been fantastic here this afternoon. Did the same thing last night. On the offensive side of things, Morales has had a decent night, or decent afternoon here for her. Young freshman as well for the Weslaco East Wildcats. We'll mention now, you see here as you're watching the broadcast here this afternoon, as we see Benasia Ellison, two-year player for the Tigers with an 0-2 count. Morales getting ready to deliver the pitch. Here she comes, bit outside. You see especially Piper in the back of Piper's catching gear has a sunflower. And if you look, and you'll see during the game as some of the athletes for Weslaco East come up, they have a sunflower somewhere on their uniform. Catches Ellison, strikeout number 1 for her here this evening, or this inning, I should say. Ellison goes down with a strikeout here in the bottom of the 4th for Ellison. Brianna Garza also struck out here the last time she was here. She's trying to change that. So the thought was to introduce you to be on the lookout whenever your favorite player, Wildcat player, comes up. You see it on the back of Piper's catching stuff, and you see it on Piper's shoes at sometimes. Be on the lookout for your favorite Wildcat player and see where they have the sunflower, and really ask the coach about it, what that means. There's always something, right? It's not, oh, and that's going to be hit hard. Official has to quickly get out of the way there as that was humming. That's right, just went away there from Angie Herrera, hit her glove, and it was hit hard. Good for 2 there for Brianna Garza. A nice double for her to get things rolling. She wanted to switch that strikeout, and boy, did she. So be on the lookout for that when you see that, and what that means for the team. We had to ask the coach what it meant. Unity, loyalty to the program. They're building a foundation here, the program at Weslaco East. Morales is going to throw first, and they're going to get her. But moving quickly is Brianna Garza at third. Another scoring opportunity for the Lady Tigers as we head to the top of the order here. And this is where it gets dangerous now, and this is where the majority of the runs have come for the Lady Tigers here this afternoon, as well as yesterday evening. 2 away here for Morales. Going to be hit hard. Going to be popped up. Has an opportunity there to take care of it, and does. Nicely done, and that'll take care of that side. Micaela Perales, final 3rd out. We'll finish our thought on the sunflowers as you watch your Wildcats. We'll take a break, and we'll finish our thought right here on KWES. So we're heading into the top of the 5th. Weslaco East needs to get some runs rolling here. We've been mentioning the highlight this afternoon of where they've been letting some of those runners stranded. It's time to change that. I'm sure Coach Victoria Vasquez talked to them about that. On the other side, Coach Caballero AJ probably said, hey, let's keep doing what we're doing. So they're able to play some defense, really some good defense played by both teams here this afternoon. It's just been a couple of good hits here, placement especially, that's the word we'll use, the placement on the hits for the Lady Tigers that has really given them the lead. Morales has done well here this evening. She settled in. On the other side, Flores obviously has doing a fantastic job. We were a little bit worried about both pitchers here, both young freshmen, how they were going to react to starting their second game in less than 24 hours. But I forget, they're young. Not like some of the older folks like us. They got some energy and they're athletes, you know. So it's good to see that they continue on their fantastic play by both pitchers, Morales and Flores here this afternoon. Piper trying to get things rolling here in the top of the fifth. Boy, they need something. If they cannot win this game, that'll end it. But that's going to be right across the gap there, right in between the Mendez sisters. Send quickly to Ellison up at second base, and Piper with a nice hit. Good enough for a single for them. Angie Herrera now. You have a feeling that Angie really needs to put that power that she has behind that bat and try to get a couple of runs here. I think that's what I'm calling from Coach Vasquez. So again, just to finish the thought that we had earlier in the prior inning, look for your Lady Wildcats and where they spot the hard hit. David Mendez gonna go for one and drops the one at first. So they get Piper out there, but a nice single there by Herrera. She'll get herself onto first base after the drop there at first base. Unity, the building of a program, the loyalty to a program, building a foundation is what it stands for, and they wear it proudly. And boy, they're really drawing from that here as Ambrosia comes back in now. Had a walk earlier. Got on base, we just couldn't finish it off. It's a nice thought. That's going to play. It's going to be in, playable, up to first. So now we're in business again. Got a couple of runners now as Peña and Ambrosia are in.
First baseman number 5, Ariel Lopez.
That was a nice hit there. Single there. So 2 runners now in possible scoring position. We'll see how what happens here as Ariel Lopez will now come up. She got a single for herself here earlier in the past inning, so she's trying to duplicate that if she can get herself moving. Maybe she'll move some of her friends in. 1 away. 1-0 is the count here for Ariel. Lopez waiting the pitch. Takes that one, good for ball number 2. 2-0 is the count here, so this would be good to see for Weslaco East. So some good hitting also now starting to get going for Weslaco East. Swings and misses that one, as I was talking about the hitting getting better. And really that's what Coach Vasquez talked about when we spoke to her here earlier this afternoon. She said, look, we hit well. We got in some runs in the 3rd and the 5th and the 7th. We want to do it a little bit more. And so far it just hasn't really worked out here. Just runs have not come. Have been at a premium for sure for your Lady Wildcats. 3-1 is the count. 1 away here so far for Flores. Hot, muggy afternoon here at Cabinets Field. A bit high, is going to take the base. So here we go. 1 away here. Bases are loaded. We're able to walk
Right fielder number 15, Aubrey Zuniga.
Lopez. Aubrey Zuniga now comes up. She had a single also last time she was here. So again, we're talking as the game kind of goes along here. We're starting to see some hits by these Lady Wildcats, see if they can continue and get some runs here. Run's going to happen. She's going to come. She's going to try to slide if she can. No, she loses it. And here comes Angie Herrera for her first run. And the first run for the Lady Wildcats comes at the top of the 5th as Herrera comes across and scores. Angie Herrera with 1 run. So finally the Wildcats are on. You have 2 on each side here, 1 on second and third, and the Lady Tigers faithful are trying to make some noise here as they feel a bit of a run, if you would, being put on by Weslaco East as they pick up their first run. Weslaco East again showing how tough they can be here on the road. Started late in the game yesterday. They were able to pick up some hits and get some things rolling. It seemed to have come. So the hits have come, 5 hits so far. Just the runs haven't come across except for just a little while ago as Angie Herrera came around and gave Weslaco East the first run of the game, coming in the top of the 5th. So yeah, a little bit of danger here. As Coach Cavazos and Coach Vasquez are talking to the ladies. These young athletes are ready to score here again. In scoring position now as Peña and Lopez. Peña's on 3rd. Ariel Lopez is staying on 2nd. And we're trying to see here if you can get on base. Comes that pitch. A bit high, good for ball 3. 3-0 is the count, so ahead of the count are your Wildcats. See if they can get this one. As Aubrey Zuniga trying to get on base here. Looking for instructions is Flores. Would it be a walk? Would it be a strike? What do we see here? I'm going with a walk. No, they're going to catch it. Going to get the strike. You take your guess, right? 50-50 here. 3-1 as a count. Flores looking at the wristband. Comes the pitch. Going to be hit. Pulls it. Foul. Aubrey Zuniga, the right fielder, can also pitch. You know, get things done. She's a fighter. Coach described her as such, and we see her here on the plate doing that exactly. Fighting to try to get on base or try to bring some of her friends home. And I got a full count here for Flores. 1 away. Big pitch. Going to be hit. Center field. It's going to be a run coming across. 1. That's going to be, yeah. We'll get the what happens here for you as we finally see some running, and Ambrosia Peña comes in and gets a run in and now cuts the score in half as Ariel Lopez and Aubrey Zuniga have done a good job of hitting here this afternoon. Aubrey gets herself on there as well and gets a single as well for her. So now we're back to Desiree Herrera, number 21. She had a single earlier and she struck out the series in her at-bat before. But boy, some damage now has been caused here by your Lady Wildcats, right back in it. Here in the top of the 5th with 2 runs. Herrera and Peña going to be hit right towards the shortstop. Mendez takes care of that, 2 away. Fly out for Herrera, 2 away. All right, so we're down.
7,
Mica Perales now see if she can get things running. Last night she was swinging well. Didn't really get on the base much, so I know she's trying to do that. Good swing, see if she can get that. Pitch right down the middle there, good for a strike. So 2 away here for the Tigers. An inning that saw 2 runs come in, and boy, were they needed. There's still another possible run on third base, and there's 1 on first. So the corners are busy. Perales as a 1-1 count. Would be fantastic to get another hit here for the Lady Wildcats to make this a competitive game here. So Weslaco East. Swing by Perales. Nothing happens there for Perales. Well, it's a strike. 1-2 for her. 4-2 is the count. Check that. 4-2 is the score. 1-2 is the count. Here comes the pitch. Oh, bit above her head there. Mika ducks quickly. 2-2. Flores trying to get out of this inning already, giving up 2 runs. Again, runners at the corners. See if Perales strikes out as Flores takes care of that, but the damage was done. The top of the 5th, Weslaco High. Check that, Weslaco East does well. Angie Herrera and Ambrosia Peña come across, and they give the 2 runs that were needed for Weslaco East. They score now a 4-2 in favor of the Lady Tigers. We'll take a timeout. Be right back here on KWES. All right, we got ourselves a game here, huh? That's right, live from Cabinets Field. We thought this might end up this way. Weslaco East fighting their way back into this game. 4-2 now. They're down 2, but boy, that inning was important. Top of the inning here, or bottom of the inning, 5th inning, I should say. Still top of the order for the Carroll Tigers here in the bottom of the 5th, as we do see Mendez. Morales has been your pitcher here all afternoon. Mendez has had a fantastic afternoon fielding. That's a nice way of putting that. She's she's done really well here. Comes the pitch by Morales. A little bit low. Gets away from Piper. So it's a 1-2 count here for Mendez. Couple of RBIs for her here already. Couple of doubles for her as well here so far already. So she's had a busy afternoon. Caitlin Mendez, the senior captain of this Lady Carroll team, 4-year starter for Coach AJ Caballero's bunch. He's had a good offensive output for her. 2-2 is the count. The pitch going to be hit hard right down the middle there. Taken care of by the center fielder, but that's going to get her to base, and that's all she needed. A nice hit for her, getting to first base. Up to bat now is Kylie Flores. Yes, Kylie Flores has already an RBI and scored once. Boy, she was really effective last night and continues to be effective here this afternoon. Both pitchers get the nod to start their second games in a row. Comes the pitch. Going to be hit to the third baseman right across, right in the gap there. Going to be thrown to third. And it's going to be stopped there. But again, a good hit by Perez.
Left fielder number 8.
Perez will get to first base. So now 2 on board. And Joel Guerra coming out. They sent her back. Looked as she had do this again. All right. So nice, you had to do it twice, huh? Back to it, that exactly what happened there is Kylie Flores comes back. Comes the pitch. Gonna be hit now towards the right side. Earlier had it right down center field. So Kylie Flores again, just a freshman. I keep saying that because when you see them play, obviously, I mean, and that's going to be right down the middle there as well, and that's going to take that. Nicely done there by the center fielder, Peña. Good job by her putting that away, Ambrosia Peña. 2 away now for Weslaco East. So out for Kylie on a fly out towards the middle there, center field. Now, we get to see Joel Guerra, left fielder for this Carroll team. Now, again, we keep talking about the fact that Coach mentioned that she would like for her to have a better afternoon, and she feels she can. She's going to take swings like that. It's going to fly deep, and that's going to hit the track off the fence. She's going to be good for a double at least, and that's exactly what Coach Caballero was talking about. It just took a few innings to kind of mature and come to fruition as Joel Guerra on a double for her. Coming here in the bottom of the 5th, double for Joel Guerra. And now the ever so dangerous Isabela Guzman. She can hit. Going to go out there to the right side, and that'll take care of that. As Aubrey Zuniga puts that away, 3 outs. That is, the threat is neutralized. Still, the score remains 4-2. Can your Lady Wildcats put things together and tie it up, or maybe even take the lead? We'll find out coming up here on KWES. Okay, so leading on for Weslaco East now, and boy, do we need some runs here. If you're Weslaco East, that's what you would like to see for Weslaco East. Brianna Garza on the opposite side got a hit earlier for Carroll. Now, Weslaco East is back. Let's see if Weslaco East can get things rolling here for the East Wildcats. The Wildcats are running out of time. You're running out of innings. So hopefully they're able to get things going here, as now we see J-Fig come up. Now J-Fig is interesting because she's a player. Again, they put her in different spots, and Coach has no problem putting J-Fig up to bat. She's a slapper. Matter of fact, it's interesting as you see a 2-1 count. She taught some of the other players to become slappers themselves. He says she was so good at it. We kind of told her, hey, you teach these girls how to do that. Swings at that one. 2-2. J-Fig. He said, one year we had a lot of Jayleens, Coach Vasquez said, and J-Fig was one of them. He said, look, we're going to cut this way too long. Jaylene Figueroa, we're going to call her J-Fig. Therefore, J-Fig was born, and she goes down swinging. Good for out number 1 for the Lady Wildcats.
Number 11, Kaylin Morales.
So now we'll see Kaylin Morales here, as J-Fig will put her down as a strikeout for her, trying to get on base. You see that they tried there to pull up an offensive player that got to get her on base, just couldn't do it. Tough pitching there by Bettis. Speaking of tough pitching, there's strike number 1. To the top of the order, Kaylin Morales. A single and a walk. Last time she was here, called out. Comes the pitch. And really, Flores is really winding up. Look at her wind up. That classic windmill wind up. The pitcher there on the circle, when you watch her, how strong she's bringing some of those fastballs. 1-1 is the count. Here it comes. Just outside there for Bettis. And really, at bat, her counterpart Morales does the same thing. I mean, and again, to emphasize, they're just young freshmen, and really, at this point of the season, they may not necessarily be just freshmen, but they're young players. That's the point. So we're going to see a switch here. Look at a change there, as maybe the pitcher needs to dry. It's a hot afternoon, so sometimes the sweat stuff's running down your arm, and it affects your pitching release of the softball. Becomes slippery, if you would. It looks like they gave her a towel. Kind of wipe her hands and her fingers, especially the finger area when she's pitching that ball. She's able to grab that and have some of that motion and some of that spin that comes with that pitch, depending on what she wants to do. 2-1, comes the pitch, hit. Right to second base. Ellison to first. That'll take care of that. Isabella Guzman at first. Makes it happen. Down. 2 down now for
catcher number 1, J.C. Cáceres.
The Tigers. Weslaco East now is down to Piper here. She struck out for her. Piper had a single, and this is where the runs came in the previous inning, right with Piper getting on base. And this one, she pops up high. Aila's going to have to come up. No, and it's going to be handled by the right fielder. That's going to be Brianna Garza coming up. Transfer from Sinton ends the threat. Score stays the same, 4-2. Carroll ahead here, heading to the bottom of the 6th. You are watching KWES. We're in the bottom of the 6th inning here in the area round of the ladies softball tournament, Texas tournament. Officials are talking about a couple of things, maybe a couple of players that have changed in the outfield. I'm not 100% sure, but kind of far away from us. But they're talking to each other. Coach Vasquez is also out there. Now, it's interesting. We had a chance to walk the field before the game, and I was It's describing to the infield. Remember, this is all turf. There is no dirt here. Oh, we're going to get some a hydration break for the officials. Sure. Yeah, they've been out there quite a bit. Yeah, hydration timeout. Okay. So inside, if you look at the field, the brown part of it is, none of it is dirt. Different with Weslaco East, obviously, where you have the majority of it in the infield is dirt. Here it's all turf. Now, when you walk on it, it's turf, but it's hard, and it's been so walked on and run on. It's so compact now that it's nice and hard. So it's like if you're playing on dirt, it's just turf. Now, as soon as you get to the outside of that brown area, the infield, that grass, I could lay on it for a while. Maybe not this afternoon, but you get the point. You can chillax on there for you. And then the home box area is even softer, kind of like a football field. The square there, the batter's box. Let's give you a little description of what it feels like. And all Corpus Christi ISD teams play their home games here. Name them. Quite a bit in 5A and 6A. Bottom of the 6. Weslaco East trying to get out of this one with no damage. 2 strikes in there quickly. On number 6, Amedes Garcia had a single for Garcia. Garcia was doing exactly that. Or saying she has some power behind it, but it's going to fly out. Has an opportunity. It's going to be dropped there by Weslaco East. Boy, Amedes picks up 2. We were just talking about how she can pop them up. And she does, and she's going to get 2 there. Good enough for a double for her. On that side, really looked to be a routine play for Elvira. Just bounced off the glove. If you ever played baseball or softball and you're out there, that just happens. It hits your glove, and sometimes you're about to close that glove, that mitt, and ball pops right out. That's exactly what happened to her there. So therefore, Garcia advances on that error there. Morales, still your pitcher. Nice, strong swing there by Aubrey Zuniga, who had a single earlier. Check that, that's number 15. That's Jaslyn Isaguirre. Goes down. Jaslyn just came in, kind of snuck up on us there. Isaguirre came in
number 3, Brianna
for
Garcia.
Ellison. So that was, we'll make sure we get her down. Jaslyn Isaguirre goes down swinging on a strikeout. Now at the plate is Brianna Garza. Had a double earlier. Her with her counterpart Garcia have been able to get on base and really picking up a couple of bases there on doubles. That's going to go high. Going to be off the net there. I'm going to drop. So Weslaco East here, the bottom of the 6 here, needs to create something. They're going to have an opportunity to do something, but they need to get out of this and try to limit the runs that come in, especially here. You're a couple of runs down, so if you're thinking, hey, let's get a good at-bat coming up, here comes the pitch. Going to be hit right in center field. Has a chance at it. It's going to try to trap it. No. But at least she stopped it. She had a chance at it. Just kind of got right in front of her, put the glove on. I just couldn't bring it down, bring it in.
Number 5, Ayla Mata.
That's going to fall in there. So now you've got 2 runners on base here on second and first base. As we saw Brianna Garza come up, she got herself a single to come on up. Top of the order, watch out. Ayla Mata now going to hit that up high. Has an opportunity to get there, and it's going to drop foul. Good effort there by the Lady Wildcats to come out and try to get that one. Only 1 out here, so they're trying to, if something goes towards the infield, maybe pick up a couple of them. Maybe a double play of some sort would be fantastic if you're a Wildcat fan. If you're a Tiger fan, you just want somebody to hit that ball, and boy, you've got the right athlete up there. Ayla Mata scored right in the first run for the Tigers. Going back to second. So you have some runners ready to run here for Carroll. Amaris Garcia is at second, while Brianna Garza is at first for the Lady Tigers. Trying to come up and so the pitcher and the third baseman can play it. Shortstop needs to be ready on this one. Looks like they're going to try to play that short. Kind of a bunt coming up. That might bring in the third baseman, and so quickly you think about what needs to happen in the infield to try to get that third out. Up high though, good for ball 3. 3-1 is a count, 1 away. So be on the lookout here. See what happens. See if a lady and Angie have to really play this together here, especially if Matas hits it right to that area. Keep an eye on third base and shortstop for the Wildcats. Here comes the hit. Going to be right down the middle, going up the opposite way. Center fielder has a chance at it. They're going to wave her to come home. She's going to not get that ball on time. So here, the bottom of the 6, number 6, scores for the Lady Tigers. Amaris Garcia gets in another score for her. 1 run comes in, changes the score now to 5-2. And there's still possibly more runs on base now as Mata got herself to first base. Hit up high is Mendez. Somebody's got to catch it. It's going to be dropped by Weslaco. They're going to have to throw it home. There's a play there they want it. Piper slows it down. But boy, that looked dangerous. So quickly here, we see the Mendez sisters kind of be effective. So was Mata. Now we're talking here. Coach is going to take a brief timeout. We'll keep talking about what happened here. So a single for Mata, and then Mendez came up and she took care of that one as well. An error happened coming up in the center field area. They could have been a routine out and put at least two away. It would have been an opportunity for a tag up, but just didn't materialize. Didn't have to because they kept running and coming across. Here was number 6, Amaris Garcia, came across and happened here in the bottom of the 6 here. And so that's something that if you're a Weslaco East fan, you did not want to see. Another run, but if you have an opportunity here to kind of slow things down here, there's a lot of danger now as you have runners on all the bases. And you're at the top of the order. And now you have one of the better, if not the best hitter on the team in Caitlin Mendez, the captain of this team, 4-year starter, leader. You get it. Let's see what happens. Runners moving, making the defenders here for the fielders for Weslaco East a little nervous. So the opportunity for Caitlin Mendez, who's had a fantastic afternoon hitting, pops that up, has an opportunity. Somebody's got to call it, and finally, nicely done and brought in by Angie Herrera for out number 2. So the captain flies out on that one here on the bottom of the 6. So Kylie Flores now down 2 outs here. Again, bases are loaded. It's 5-2 here, and Weslaco needs a desperate out here. Here comes hit, and it's going to be a hit. It's going to bring across number 3, and it's going to bring number 5 as well. And you hear the crowd for Corpus Christi Carroll cheering on their team, and why not? They pick up 2 runs here. As all of a sudden we see on a double, Ila Mata comes up. She scores again. And then number 3, that was Brianna Garza as well coming across. In the meantime, we see Kylie Flores pick herself up a double there here in the bottom of the 6, and that was the last thing you wanted to see. If you're a Wildcat fan, a couple of other runs come in. So now 3 runs have come in here in the bottom of the 6th for Weslaco for the Carroll Tigers. Safe. Look close on that throw. That's Kaylee Mendez out there. We have a courtesy runner running there. Andrea Cardona for the Lady Tigers, the young freshman. Again, his team young, but experienced as well. Pitch by Morales. Makes it a 3-0 count here. Check that, 3-1 that would count for a strike. 2 away here. Morales has to be careful. You already have 2 runners. 1 on second, 1 on third. He's going to swing at that one. Going to give her a full count here. So, all right, so we've come down to this. Can we limit the runs here? And hopefully Weslaco East can pick up some runs here at their next at bat. That's what you're hoping for. Comes a pitch, struck out. Nice pitch there on Jewel. Guerra strikes out. But the damage was done. 3 runs come in here in the bottom of the 6th. Changes the score now to Corpus Christi Carroll 7, Weslaco East 2. We're taking a timeout. We'll be right back. More action here on KWES. Back to the top of the 7th. Can Weslaco East pull it off? That is the question. Well, we're going to see right off the bat is Angie Herrera, who last time was at bat had a single. Now, we'll recap for you the scoring here in a second as we wait the first pitch. That's good for ball 1. Yep, in the bottom there of the of 5th, that's where we're hoping. I mean, bottom of the 6th, I'm sorry. We're trying to. You were hoping if you're a Weslaco East fan that nothing came across, really. It was a pitch, good for ball 2. Angie Herrera at bat. But, yeah, you wanted to see that, but a couple of errors here and there in the outfield. You know, just couldn't quite get that. You look at that and you see the 4 errors. Those are going to come back and haunt you sometimes. If you're Weslaco East, and that could have been the case, and that's hit hard. Herrera puts it up. But out there for out number 1 is your right fielder, Aubrey Zuniga. Been solid. They're all series long here.
13,
so that's a fly out for Desiree. Out number 1. We'll see what Weslaco East can do here. Boy, the need of putting some people on base. 7-2 was the score. Comes the pitch, hit hard. Center field. Gonna have to go for it. And that is gone. That is a home run over the 210-foot sign. Wow. Ambrosia Pena with a home run, solo home run to, you can do that too. We're talking about putting people on bases and trying to make it a game here. But Ambrosia Pena, home run coming here, solo, top of the 7th. And the scoring continues in the 7th. Had it last night, and boy, they did this as well. So Pena with a home run for her Cuts the lead, still 7-3 here. One away. And now Ariel Lopez, last time she was here, she's had a couple of hits here, a couple of singles for her already. She's been able to get, she's been effective. Number 5. She's been able to come up, you know, and do things. The young junior Ariel Lopez. She's been active. She's been productive here for sure. So we need a little bit more of that from her. A home run would be nice. But, you know, that was nice to see. Pena with a great hit over the wall, over the 210-foot sign there. And we're talking to the guys here, the crew, saying that over at Weslaco East, it seems it's a little shorter, maybe 200 like it is on the corners here. But, man, she almost hit a car at the light. Hit hard by Pena. Congrats to her, big home run. 7-3, though, that's still the focus here. Nice pitch there by Perez. Catches a strike, was behind on the count, still is 3-1 is the count. One away here for Weslaco East. They got to get into it. They've got to be able to get onto those bases. We've been talking about it all afternoon. It comes another pitch, and that's going to make her walk, and that's exactly what we're talking about. And Ariel Lopez will take a walk. Couple of singles for her. Now takes a walk.
Right fielder number 15,
Aubrey Zuniga now also. Now this is the portion of the lineup that today has been successful. They've been able to get on board. They've been able to get on there and run some bases and bring in a couple of runs. That's what we've seen there so far. We saw Angie Herrera and Pena, as a matter of fact. It's going to be hit hard, but it's going foul. So the last score we had was in the top of the fifth. It's interesting because the difference from yesterday, Weslaco East scored in the 3rd, the 5th, and the 7th. And today, they scored only in the 5th and in the 7th. It's interesting, huh? Yeah, you numbers people figure that one out. Comes the pitch, a bit high there. But for ball one, 1 strike, 1 away here. See, Ariel is at first. Love to come across and cut this lead if possible. Weslaco East waiting on that pitch. It's low and away. Aubrey waiting on her pitch. They've been patient. That will give you. They've been fighting. They've been scratching and fighting here. Resilient, this Weslaco East bunch. Boy, they've shown that. Showed it last night, showing it again here tonight. This afternoon, it's going to be popped up high. Have an opportunity for it. It's going to drop, hit the net. So if this continues and if goes to form, Corpus Christi Carroll, the Tigers, would advance to the next round regional and take on the winner of Mercedes or Gregory Portland. That look good? No? Not good enough, says the guy in blue. 3-1. Check that, 3-2 full count now for Perez. Good crowd here. Weslaco East brought a big crowd. Lots of black and championship gear for the Lady Wildcats. That's gonna fall foul. Boy, just pulled it a little too much. And really at home here, Carroll also brought their crowd. So it's a nice crowd. Glad to see everybody travel with Weslaco East. That's always good to see. Family members, friends, and such come out to support their Lady Wildcats. Regardless of what happens, successful season for this Lady Wildcats so far, but man, they don't want this to end. 7-3. Area championship is on the line. It's going to be popped up. Going to be handled nicely and put away there by their right fielder. That is Guerra out there. Joel Guerra has done a good job here this evening. And so now we're down here, top of the 7th here, Weslaco East. Last couple of breaths here, trying to get things rolling. Desiree Herrera. It's got some power. Boy, I know Coach Vazquez is hoping that she can connect here. Oh, and she shows it on her swing. He's going after it. Remember, Ariel is over at first base. So that would be good to see if we were able to get a couple of runs in. Let's go Wildcats to see where they can put this together. 0-1 count. Grounder. Maybe the Mendes. Mendes will take it. And that will do it.
That is the ball game. Final score.
Weslaco East puts up a valiant effort, but not to be here this afternoon. By-district champion, three-time by-district champion, just met up against a good team in Corpus Christi Carroll. Congratulations to them and to Coach A.J. Caballero. A proud, good bunch there for Corpus Christi Carroll. No doubt they'll continue doing good things. Remember, they win the series. They are your area champions. In the meantime, Weslaco East falls in the series 2-0, but nothing to be ashamed of. A proud season for Coach Vasquez and the rest of the Radiant Wildcats. Remember, only 3 seniors on this team, so a lot of these young athletes will be back next year. So for our good friends Rafael Garces, Don Ramirez, I am Fred Alfaro, wishing you a good evening, good afternoon, and we will see you soon right here live on KWES.